Depending on how close you play your cards to your vest, you can actually use dialogue, intertitles, and other kinds of text to incite the audience to project onto your story, filling in the blanks for themselves. Human beings naturally look for patterns after all. At the climax of the highly enigmatic Lost Highway, the detective Al notes,
I think there's no such thing as a bad coincidence.
The Cowboy Bebop episode Honky Tonk Woman hinges on the character's ultimately futile attempts to profit in different ways through a casino chip with a computer chip inside, and ends with the phrase, "Easy come, easy go." If you can, though, be sure these kinds of ambiguous words and actions fit the context of your plot. For example, you wouldn't want to end Legally Blonde with a title card saying, "Pull my finger." Citizen Kane places a sign on the gate around the title character's estate. The sign gains meaning from being placed in the context of the plot. Puns, slang, and double talk are great for compacting complex context into lines with brevity. In the Revolutionary Girlutena episode, Miki's Nest Box, the Sunlit Garden Arranged, Miki is carrying his injured codependent sister home on his back. Miki tells her, she responds by saying, in essence, the physical circumstances of the moment allow the characters to express the emotional context underpinning their relationship. Jurassic Park is excellent at compressing complex ideas into punchy aphorisms. In a scene where the characters are debating the danger of resurrecting dinosaurs, Ian warns John Hammond,
your genetic power is the most awesome force the planet's ever seen, but you wield it like a kid that's found his dad's gun.
Sometimes simplification can be as effective as an aphorism. Later, Ian notes,
God creates dinosaurs. God destroys dinosaurs. God creates man. Man destroys God. Man creates dinosaurs.
It's an essay in a single sentence, each precept cleanly linked. In Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, Yoda delivers a similarly structured line.
Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
Cutting a line down or monologue down is a great way of giving it subtext. Let's do a little experiment with a practice monologue.
I was super hungry. I was driving along I-95 and I noticed a little mom and pop restaurant. They had a going out of business sign on the door. I decided to pull over and give the restaurant a try. The ambience was really nice and comforting, especially since I'd been on the road for a while. A few minutes later, the waitress brought me my first course, mozzarella sticks. And I gotta say, they were the best mozzarella sticks I'd ever eaten. As I ate the sticks, I looked around and the restaurant actually seemed even warmer and brighter. Like it was maybe the best restaurant I've ever been to. Finally, the waitress brought me my main course, burgers and fries. When I tasted the food, it was even better than the mozzarella. I had never eaten a burger and fries like it before, and I haven't since. Not long after, the restaurant shut down. But I gotta say, every time I drive past it, I feel a little less hungry.
Let's imagine the one saying it is our sample protagonist. Maybe he's driving down I-95 with his mother when she starts complaining that she's incredibly hungry and asks if he's hungry. He drives past the restaurant where he had his treasured experience. Now let's remove all but the last line and use that as the line he responds to her with.
But I gotta say, every time I drive past it, I feel a little less hungry.
Now that line's obviously a bit clunky and vague, but what if we varnish it a bit into a response like,
nah, I never feel hungry around here.
If you want to maintain the ambiguity, maybe his mother asks, why not? And our protagonist responds simply with a smile and shrug. Then we have the weight of a monologue behind a single line, and establish a mystery for the story to explore going forward. Try vomiting out a monologue, or taking a monologue you've already written, and see how you can cut it down. As always, experiment and have fun.